Stop. Don't blink. You are losing a life you haven't even lived yet. You're not failing because you're weak. You're failing because you're living small. You've been walking around like your dreams will wait for you. They won't. Every day you stay average, a part of your greatness dies. And today, right now, I'm telling you straight, if you don't stand up now, your future will bury you. This is not motivation. This is a wake-up call from the universe itself. It's time to stop being average. It's time to dominate your life. Let me tell you the truth. Nobody had the courage to tell you, you're not tired, you're not unlucky, you're not broken, you're distracted, you're comfortable, you're playing small in a world built for giants. There is a version of you inside so powerful, so disciplined, so unstoppable, that if it came out today, your whole life would explode with success. But you buried that version under excuses, under fear, under laziness, under maybe tomorrow. And every time you choose average, you are killing the champion you were born to be. Today, that ends. Today, you rise. Today, you take your life by the throat and say, I'm done being average. Ready to dominate, because life is not waiting for you. Opportunities are not waiting for you. Your purpose is not waiting for you. So why are you waiting? This is your moment. This is your line in the sand. This is the day you become who you were meant to be. Listen to me. I want you to hear this with your whole soul, because if you miss this part, nothing else in your life will ever change. The biggest thing stopping you right now is not your past, not your family, not your environment, not your mistakes, not your fears. The thing holding you back is your comfort zone. Comfort is the invisible cage you've been living in, and you didn't even notice when the door closed on you. It's soft, it's warm, it feels safe, but it is stealing everything powerful inside you. You wake up every day wanting change, wanting success, wanting progress, wanting a new life, but your actions keep choosing comfort. You want a better body, but comfort keeps you in bed. You want discipline, but comfort keeps you scrolling for hours. You want confidence, but comfort keeps you silent. You want a new future, but comfort keeps you living the same day again and again. You don't choose average on purpose. You slip into it because comfort makes average feel normal. Comfort whispers in your ear, it's okay, tomorrow, later, next week. And you fall for it every time because comfort makes lies sound like truth. I need you to understand something real. Nothing grows inside comfort. Nothing powerful, nothing legendary, nothing life-changing. Comfort destroys your hunger. Comfort destroys your fire. Comfort destroys your ability to fight for your own life. And the worst part, comfort feels good. It tricks you. It wraps around you like a blanket and tells you that staying the same is safer than becoming who you're meant to be. But what comfort never tells you is that staying the same is the most dangerous thing you can do. Think about all the things you knew you needed to do, but didn't do because it felt uncomfortable. All the chances you didn't take because you didn't want to feel awkward or embarrassed. All the goals you quit because the process wasn't easy. Every time you avoided discomfort, you didn't just delay your growth, you delayed your future. You delayed your greatness. You delayed your breakthrough. People talk about fear stopping them. People talk about failure stopping them. But the truth is, most people are stopped by comfort long before fear ever shows up. You keep praying for a new life when the only thing you need is a new level of discomfort. You keep asking for strength when strength only comes from doing the things you don't want to do. You keep asking for confidence when confidence is built by doing things that scare you. You keep asking for opportunities when opportunities only show up for people who step out of comfort. You keep asking for a miracle while burying the discipline that would have created the miracle. Let me make something absolutely clear. Every version of greatness you admire, every champion, every leader, every success story, they didn't become who they are because their life was easy. They became who they are because they walked into the fire you keep running from. They embraced the discomfort you avoid. They chose discipline over excuses, effort over comfort, growth over ease. They didn't wake up more talented than you. They woke up with the same fear, the same doubts, the same struggles. The only difference is they didn't let comfort win. Comfort is quiet. It doesn't attack you, doesn't push you, it doesn't hurt you. It just keeps you still. still in the same habits, still in the same mindset, still in the same problems, still in the same life you say you want to escape. Comfort is the enemy because it convinces you that staying where you are is harmless. But staying where you are is exactly why your dreams are fading. Staying where you are is exactly why your confidence is dying. Staying where you are is exactly why you feel stuck, drained, lost, frustrated, and unfulfilled. You were not built for a soft life. You were not designed to live with low effort, low standards, and low expectations of yourself. There is a warrior inside you, but you haven't let that warrior speak because comfort keeps telling you to calm down, slow down, back down. Comfort wants you weak. Comfort wants you quiet. Comfort wants you ordinary. Comfort wants you average. But there is nothing average about your purpose. There is nothing average about your calling. There's nothing average about what's waiting for you if you break free from the life that's been holding you small. You've tried comfort for years. You've tried easy. You've tried shortcuts. You've tried waiting. You've tried hoping without working. And where has that taken you? At some point, you have to stand up inside yourself and say, enough. You have to look comfort in the eye and say, you don't control me anymore. You have to choose the uncomfortable path, because the uncomfortable path is the only path that leads to a new life. You break comfort by showing up when it's hard, by pushing when you're tired, by choosing discipline when it hurts, by doing the small things every day that make you stronger on the inside, even when nothing changes on the outside. Listen to me. If you want your life to change, you have to start demanding more from yourself than you ever have before. Most people are waiting for the world to hand them success, waiting for luck to smile, waiting for someone to push them forward. That's why most people stay average. But the truth is, the world doesn't owe you anything. Your future isn't going to improve because you hope or wish or pray. Your future changes the moment you raise your standards. Your standards are the invisible walls that shape everything you do. They decide the quality of your decisions, the intensity of your effort, the kind of people you surround yourself with, and the level of results you will ever achieve. Right now, if your life is smaller than your dreams, it's not because the opportunities aren't there. It's because your standards haven't reached high enough to claim them. Think about it. How many times have you said you want more? How many times have you dreamed about a better life, more success, a stronger body, more respect, more influence, more freedom? And how many times have you gone through the motions but never followed through? The gap between where you are and where you want to be exists because your standards haven't demanded enough from you. You tolerate too much. You excuse too much. You settle too often. And every time you settle, you train yourself to accept less than you deserve. Every time you settle, you condition your mind to expect small results, to be comfortable with mediocrity, to obey the limits that you yourself have created. I want you to understand this. Standards are not something that happen automatically. They don't come from wishing, praying, or hoping. Standards are built by consistent action. They are built by doing the hard things over and over when nobody is watching. They are built by refusing to accept shortcuts, by choosing effort over laziness, by choosing focus over distraction, by demanding excellence from yourself, even when the world celebrates mediocrity. The standards you set in your mind become the boundaries of your life. The habits you practice every day reinforce your standards, and the life you live is a reflection of what you have demanded from yourself, consciously or unconsciously. Look at the people you admire, the successful, the leaders, the champions. They didn't get there because life was easier for them. They didn't get there because someone gave them a gift. They didn't get there because they had better luck. They got there because they set standards for themselves that were higher than anyone else's. They refused to settle for excuses. They refused to compromise. They refused to accept anything less than extraordinary. And because they held themselves accountable to those standards, the world had no choice but to respond. Their results matched their standards, not their dreams. That's the point most people miss. Dreaming isn't enough. Hoping isn't enough. Wishing isn't enough. You have to raise your standards and let your life rise to meet them. Your habits are proof of your standards. Look at how you spend your time. Look at what you consume in your mind and body. Look at the way you treat your energy, your body, your focus, your relationships. All of that is a reflection of the level of standards you hold. And if you are honest, You know that most of the time your standards have been set too low. You've accepted too much, tolerated too much, given too little. And as a result, you're living a life far below your potential. Raising your standards doesn't just improve your life, it transforms your identity. When you demand more from yourself, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You stop relying on luck or motivation. You start creating momentum through discipline and consistency. Every action you take, every decision you make, every sacrifice you endure to meet higher standards strengthens your character, sharpens your focus, and pushes you closer to the life you were meant to live. Most people fail because they are comfortable with low standards. They wake up, go through the motions, settle for the easy, the safe, the ordinary, and then wonder why their life feels small. Champions, on the other hand, refuse to settle. They demand more from themselves in every area of life, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. They refuse to negotiate with mediocrity. They refuse to allow excuses to dictate their actions. And as a result, they create results that most people think are impossible. Your future will only be as big as the standards you enforce in your life today. You must stop giving yourself permission to accept less. You must refuse to settle. You must rise above the comfort that is killing your potential. You must hold yourself accountable to a level of excellence that pushes you to work harder, focus sharper, and give more than you ever thought possible. Because your results, your influence, your freedom, your wealth, your success, they all bow to the level of standards you demand from yourself. Listen to me closely, because this is one of the most powerful truths you will ever hear about life, success, and your future. Most people fail, not because they are weak, not because they are unlucky, but because they allow excuses to control their life. Excuses are the silent killers of dreams. They sneak into your mind like a whisper. I can't do this. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. It's not the right time. And before you know it, a lifetime has passed. Your dreams are still waiting, and your potential has been wasted. Excuses are not harmless. Every excuse you make steals time, energy, and opportunities that you will never get back. Every excuse is a thief, slowly stealing your future while making you feel safe, comfortable, and justified. I want you to imagine your life 5 years from now if you continue to give in to every excuse. Imagine your health, your relationships, your career, your finances, your growth, and your influence. Now imagine your life 5 years from now if you refuse every excuse, if you hold yourself accountable, if you decide that you are done letting fear, laziness, and doubt control you. That is the gap between ordinary and extraordinary. That is the difference between average and dominant. Excuses will always be there. They will always test you. But the people who achieve greatness are the ones who refuse to negotiate with them. Excuses come in many forms. Sometimes they hide behind words like, I don't have time, I don't have money, I'm not ready, or I'm too tired. Sometimes they disguise themselves as logic, reasoning, or caution. But make no mistake, the world does not care about your excuses. Your dreams do not care. Your potential does not care. Only you allow them to control you. Every time you blame someone or something else, every time you postpone, every time you rationalize, you are giving permission for your life to remain small. Excuses are the invisible chains keeping you from stepping into your true power. Let me tell you something powerful. Excuses compound. One small excuse leads to another. One day of avoiding effort turns into a week, a month, a year, and then a lifetime of mediocrity. Excuses are not temporary setbacks. They are long-term traps. They build walls around your ambition, around your courage, around your vision. Once those walls are built, your mind convinces you that this is normal, that this is safe, that this is all you deserve. And that is why most people live a life far below their potential. The only way to defeat excuses is through radical responsibility. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and stop lying to yourself. You have to acknowledge that your results are the product of your choices, not your circumstances. You have to refuse the temptation to take the easy way, to blame others, to wait for perfect conditions. Every time you choose action over excuse, Every time you push through fear, every time you do what is hard, you build strength, resilience, and character. You teach yourself that nothing is more important than your goals. Nothing is more important than your purpose. Nothing is more important than your future. I need you to understand this. Nobody ever achieved greatness by making excuses. Champions don't wait for motivation. Champions don't wait for permission. Champions don't wait for conditions to be perfect. Champions take action no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how inconvenient, no matter how tired they are. Excuses are lies you tell yourself to avoid discomfort. And if you want to dominate your life, you have to refuse to believe those lies. You have to choose responsibility over convenience. You have to choose action over comfort. You have to demand more from yourself than you have ever demanded before. Excuses are expensive. They cost you time, energy, opportunities, growth, and confidence. They rob you of the chance to become the person you were meant to be. And the longer you allow excuses to run your life, the harder it becomes to break free. But here's the truth that nobody tells you. It is never too late to refuse an excuse. Every single day is an opportunity to take control, to say not today to fear, laziness, and doubt. Every single moment is a chance to step up, to act, to grind, to push, to fight for your life. Your future is waiting on the other side of excuses. Your breakthrough, your success, your freedom, your confidence, your strength, all exist beyond the lies you tell yourself to justify inaction. Every time you refuse an excuse, you step closer to dominance. Every time you refuse an excuse, you honor your potential. Every time you refuse an excuse, you take responsibility for your life, for your dreams, for your legacy. Excuses are heavy. Excuses are dangerous. Excuses are expensive. And if you want to rise, if you want to win, if you want to dominate, you must pay the price of refusing every single one. Listen to me closely, because this is where most people fail. And it is also where your breakthrough is waiting. Most people fail, not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, not because they lack intelligence, but because they give up too soon. They quit at the first sign of difficulty, at the first obstacle, at the first time life tells them this is hard. And that is exactly what separates those who dominate from those who remain average. Life is going to test you. Life is going to challenge you. Life will push you to the edge of your strength, and it will do it over and over again. The only way to rise above is to refuse to quit, to fight when your body wants to rest, to move forward when your mind screams stop. I want you to hear me. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Comfort will whisper to you, rest. Wait, it's okay. You don't need to do it today. And every time you listen to that voice, you are giving up a piece of your future. Every time you quit because it's hard, you are choosing a smaller life over the life you were meant to live. Growth does not happen in comfort. Strength does not come from ease. Success does not come from avoiding struggle. It comes from pushing through pain, from doing the work when no one else will, from refusing to stop when everything inside you is screaming to quit. That struggle is the fire that builds champions, the fire that forms leaders, the fire that creates extraordinary people. Think about every goal you have ever set and never reached because it was too hard. How many dreams have you abandoned because the journey demanded patience, effort, and sacrifice? How many times did you let fear, doubt, or discomfort convince you to quit? Most people think success is supposed to be easy. Most people think greatness will just appear without struggle. But the truth is, greatness requires persistence. Success demands sacrifice. Dominance is forged in hardship. And the moment you understand this truth, you stop seeing quitting as a choice and start seeing it for what it really is. Failure disguised as relief. Listen to me. The world does not reward intention. The world does not reward dreams. The world rewards results. And results are produced only by consistent action over time. Every hour, every day, every week that you put in when it is hard, every effort you make when your energy is low, every step you take when your mind says no. That is how dominance is built. That is how champions rise. That is how leaders high achievers, and extraordinary people separate themselves from the crowd. They act when others stop. They fight when others give up. They move when others pause. And if you want to dominate your life, you must do the same. Every obstacle you face is not a reason to quit. Every failure is not proof that you are not good enough. Every rejection is not a message that your dream is impossible. Every challenge, every setback, every painful moment is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become tougher, to sharpen your focus, and to build resilience. Winners are not defined by their victories. They are defined by their refusal to quit when the world tells them to stop. Dominance is not about avoiding difficulty. It is about thriving in the face of it. You must understand this truth and make it part of your life. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is not talent. It is persistence. The difference between average and elite is not luck. It is discipline. The difference between those who achieve and those who fail is not opportunity. It is the refusal to quit. Life will test you. Life will push you. Life will make you feel like you cannot go on, but the moment you push through, the moment you rise when you thought you had nothing left, that moment defines your future. Quitting is contagious. One small act of giving up today trains your mind to surrender tomorrow. One small compromise teaches your life to settle, and when your life settles, your dreams die. But the truth is, the fire that tempts you to quit can also be turned into fuel. The pain that wants to stop you can be transformed into energy. The fear that clouds your mind can be replaced with determination. That is why the strongest people, the most successful people, the ones who dominate, are not those who never face hardship. They are those who refuse to quit in spite of it. Persistence is the ultimate weapon. Relentless action is the ultimate strategy. Fighting when tired, believing when hopeless, rising when broken. That is what creates results. That is what separates the average from the extraordinary. That is how you dominate life. Every step, every effort, every sacrifice compounds into a life that most people only dream about. And it all starts with one choice, the choice to never, ever quit. Listen to me, because this is the truth most people refuse to face, and it's the truth that will separate you from the rest of the crowd. Most people live their lives settling for comfort. They settle for what is easy, what is safe, what doesn't challenge them. They tell themselves that good enough is enough. They convince themselves that dreams can wait, that success will come later, that opportunity will fall into their laps. And while they wait, life passes them by. They stay average, thinking someday they will rise, not realizing that the moment they refuse to act is the moment their future begins slipping away. But you are not here to be average. You are not here to settle. You are here to dominate. You are here to rise above mediocrity and demand greatness from yourself in every area of your life. I want you to hear me clearly. Dominance does not come to those who wait. It does not come to those who hope or wish. It comes to those who act relentlessly, even when no one is watching. It comes to those who fight through pain, through rejection, through failure, and through doubt. Every day that you choose to push when everyone else stops, every time you refuse excuses, every step you take when your body wants to quit, that is the moment you build dominance. And the truth is, dominance is not about luck or talent. It's about persistence. It's about refusing to settle. It's about taking what life has given you and refusing to accept less than your potential. Listen closely. Because this is powerful, average is a trap. Average is comfortable. Average is safe. Average is easy. But it is also a silent killer. It slowly destroys your dreams. It slowly kills your potential. It slowly teaches your mind to accept less than you deserve. And most people willingly fall into it. They follow the path of least resistance. They choose ease over effort. They choose safety over growth. But you are not here to follow. You are here to lead. You are here to push beyond limits. You are here to live a life that others can only dream of. I need you to understand something that will change your perspective. The storm, the struggle, the pain you are feeling right now is not the enemy. The enemy is quitting. The enemy is surrender. The enemy is giving up when you are inches away from your breakthrough. Life will test you. Life will challenge you. Life will try to convince you to stop. And the truth is, the moment you push through that pain, that struggle, that fear, that is the moment you separate yourself from the average. That is the moment you start to dominate. Champions are not born when life is easy. Champions are made in the middle of the storm. Champions are made when they rise every time life knocks them down. You have greatness inside of you that has not yet been unleashed. You have power, courage, determination, and potential that the world has not yet seen. But that potential will never be realized if you continue to accept mediocrity. It will never come to life if you continue to follow the path of least resistance. It will remain asleep if you continue to let fear, doubt, and excuses dictate your choices. Every time you push through fear, every time you rise when the world expects you to fall, every time you work harder than anyone else, that is the moment your potential becomes reality. Listen carefully. Domination is not about recognition. It is not about praise. It is not about approval from others. Domination is about owning your life, owning your choices, and demanding results. It is about doing the work when no one is watching. It is about sacrificing today for a better tomorrow. It is about pushing past pain, pushing past fear, and refusing to quit when life tests you the hardest. That is what builds true champions. That is what builds legends. That is what builds a life that cannot be ignored. Every second you spend accepting an average is a second stolen from your future. Every excuse, every compromise, every moment you choose ease over effort is a moment you give up your potential. But here's the truth. You have the power to change that. You have the power to rise. You have the power to dominate. Every step you take, every decision you make, every effort you give when it is hard, that is how you create a life that most people only dream about. That is how you make an impact that will be remembered. That is how you dominate every area of your life. Listen to me very carefully, because this is the moment that will define everything about your life. This is the moment where you decide whether you will stay average, follow the crowd, and live a life of what ifs, or whether you will rise, take control, and dominate every part of your life. Nobody is going to hand you success. Nobody's going to deliver your dreams to your doorstep. Life does not wait for anyone to feel ready. Life does not care about your excuses. Opportunity is not patient. Opportunity is for those who fight, for those who sacrifice, for those who refuse to quit when everything inside them is screaming to stop. That is the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary, between average and legendary. Average is easy. The average is safe. Average is comfortable. But comfort will kill your potential. Comfort will destroy your dreams. Comfort will shrink the life you were meant to live into something small, something forgettable, something invisible. And I'm here to tell you, you were not born to be average. You were not born to play small. You were not born to settle. You were born to rise, to fight, to push, to dominate. You were born to take your life, your dreams, your future, and demand greatness from yourself in every action, in every decision, in every single moment. Every dream you have, every goal you've ever imagined, it exists on the other side of struggle, on the other side of relentless effort, on the other side of refusing to quit when everyone else does. So here is your moment of truth. You have to make a decision right now. You have to decide that excuses are over. You have to decide that fear will no longer control your choices. You have to decide that average will no longer define your life. You have to decide that you will rise every time life knocks you down, that you will fight harder than everyone around you, that you will outwork, outlast, and outpush anyone who dares to settle. Because when you make that decision and when you live it every single day, nothing, no obstacle, no failure, no setback can stop you. Your destiny, your greatness, your life's purpose, they are waiting for you, but they will not wait forever. You have to step up. You have to commit. You have to fight like your life depends on it, because it does. The fire to rise, the power to dominate, the ability to achieve beyond what you ever imagined, that fire is already inside of you. It is waiting for you to unleash it. It is waiting for you to refuse average. It is waiting for you to take action right now in this moment. And when you do, your life will never be the same. You will move differently, think differently, act differently, and achieve differently. You will dominate because domination is not given, it is earned. And it begins with the choice you make right now to rise, to push, to fight, and to demand greatness from yourself in every single area of your life.